Hello, everyone. I'm just taking a little bit of a chill start here. So I'm just spectating my first login, Kim Clark. Oh, Kim Clark safely avoids the respawn. Now, randomly, some animations aren't replicating to the spectator. I don't know why that is, but oh no! Hey, Justra. Damn, they throw hands. Nice, Kim. He's got two. He's got two. Can he do it? Uh, ye, ye, uh, uh. Oh, we back. Luckily, there's no death penalty right now, so all good. When can you start taking on? When you can start taking on, talking on to you feel a bit accomplished. Yeah, I know. I can just take a break and like this is always the best part, right? Because I can just like play the game, be chill. I can spectate people and just yap. Like I can like watch my players play and see like where they're like going wrong, like what could be not where they're going wrong, but like what might be. Um, yeah, no, I was able to decode it. And like this is like game design 101, right? Like you want to watch your players play. And it's even better like when you can like watch them in person too, because you can like sort of see their reactions and stuff, um, and those things. So, well, like I can see where people might be struggling and all these things. Ooh, a follow. Thank you, Lord Lars Christian. Thank you very much for the follow. I don't know. Did anyone else log in yet? Let's see. Who? Nope, just me and Kim Clark. I know the spectator mode. I've like slowly been improving it over the last year or so, and um, it's awesome. And I can throw it up and just have it auto. I need to look up my command to make sure I know how to it should. I think I can do slash spectator to auto, and it'll like circulate between different people every so often. I forget the command though. Did I might have put it in my patch notes. I try and include like everything, even things that are not like player facing. Um, Spectate mode. Yeah, spectate auto. There we go. Spectate auto number, and it'll every X seconds, change players. And spectate auto to rotate through stuff. I think this game has an amazing atmosphere to live in. Feels very alive compared to many other ones. Great stuff. Awesome, dude. Again, you can. I would love to have you come and try it so far. Where Playtest is live, and you can just download on the Epic Game Store and log in. I'm doing some run around this morning, but should be on in a few hours. Awesome. I'll probably be trying the mage this time around. I think the mage is probably, out of all the classes right now, I think that's the one that's the most polished when it comes to design. It does some pretty big damage. I had to nerf the mage several times during testing. We'll have dungeon zones, PvP or PvE. So the vast majority of the game is going to be PvE. We have a dungeon right now, but there's only a single raid boss in it right now. We have like a 20-plus person raid boss inside the dungeon. So there will be full-blown dungeons, and so we always say we are EverQuest and WoW had a baby with modernized features, right? The outdoor zones are going to be more inspired by WoW, and they're more soloable. They're very casual friendly. They're very duo trio friendly. Group up at camps, do whatever, relax and laid back. I discover this happens all the times. You didn't read the message of the day. I don't read that. But the dungeons will be more EverQuest influenced, right? And so those are more, got to be on your game a little bit, got to come prepared. We have survival game aspects. Everything's, all the trees you can chop down, all of the herbs you can loot, so you can have lots of potions and food bonuses that you can get. And that's where your group could wipe, and maybe you lose your camp when you wipe and don't get back there in time. All those things. This is actually the closest in works looking to WoW outside areas. Yeah. So it'll be 20-plus big man dungeons all helping each other. Well, the 20-plus aspect, that's just the raid itself, right? So the dungeon is, in EverQuest, the dragon boss was usually at the very bottom of the dungeon. And right now it's just a dungeon with the dragon at the top. And then in the future, it will be a full-blown dungeon experience that you would experience in EverQuest, even like WoW, right? Like a WoW dungeon, but they're not instanced. They're open to everyone to go to. There's no instancing. We're not doing instancing at all right now. Ooh, so close. So close. I still need to split my load balancer up into channels. Load balancer? What do you mean by that? Are you planning in game shop for different models or other models? It's never going to be pay. So it's never going to be pay to win. My dream would be to be a flat box copy with an indie subscription model, and that's it. That would be my dream. Um, I will say like there's a reality of business models where we might have to have cosmetics, we might have to have other like some of those features, like maybe we sell character slots or something, right? Like you maybe get 3 characters at the start, but then we have to pay for extra character slots. You know, that's the type of thing where there's what I would like, and then there's what's business savvy, right? And there's what do we need to be a functional business in the future? Things. So yeah, again, I will avoid cosmetics if I can. So a flat like a box copy price, right? So you pay like $15 or $20 for the game, and then an indie level subscription model, which my thoughts is between $5 and $8 a month. My server spins up a new instance when the first one is full, but I just don't have an NPC to select which instance to join. Yes, that sounds fair to me. Yeah, that's the best model for MMO, right? It's the most fair, um, and just in general, it just works best for the developers because it's great continued income to help with server fees and everything like that. And I don't like it's fun to buy cosmetics, but it's bad for the overall game to have cosmetics. Because you're always at the push and pull of like which ones look good, which ones look bad. I also want to have like player run. So in like the last time I played WoW, I did tons of transmog hunting, and I love the idea of like in-game fashion. And when I went back to like P99 for a while there was like Fashion Quest and people decking out their East Common mules or bankers and stuff. There's tons of fashion stuff in Final Fantasy 14, so I will definitely be like figuring out how to do some sort of like in-game player run fashion thing, whatever that is. Um, it's very early in my kind of like thinking of all that stuff, but and so in order to do that, right, selling cosmetics kind of contradict that a little bit. Um, so yeah, that's like my random little rant. Um, but like I have a video up on my YouTube channel for like why we're on the Epic Game Store, and so a lot of these things come into play of we're trying to create a game that can be sustainable even as like a 5-person team for a very long time. And so um, we want to have a box price and like honestly in this like in 2026 I'm against trying to do a free to play game like massively. Free to play is so bad for your game when it comes to toxicity, for community, for bots, all those things, right? I will easy buy a sub for this because it really brings back to the soul WoW had and the art style is very vibrant. How are you planning to do the map regions? How will it all be connected? So basically, if I'm not sure how much you know EverQuest, but EverQuest you just hit like a zone line. Sometimes you click on an object and it zones you into that area. And so like right now we have a big giant door that you click on to zone into the dungeon, right? And so sometimes like where Kim Clark's walking right now, they could hit a zone line, and it just starts loading them into the next level, right? So um, there's a lot of like those type of things, and so we're like our goal is to have like relatively small levels, and with that, when you have small levels, you have very fast loading, and so Um, that's the whole thing that we want to kind of have in play. Nice! Kim Clark gets a level up. Way to go, Kim Clark. He got it off a power herb as well. Look at him taking a little detour of the world. Getting that high view. Yeah, so it's going to be a whole bunch of small levels. And what that does from a technical standpoint is um, it allows us to not worry about like having if we have 1 million players online, it doesn't matter to us, right? We're only worried about per zone um, performance levels. And so if we have 1 million players online, they're all going to be distributed throughout the different zones. Oh well, thank you, Lord. Uh, I've been doing this for a while. Like we're in the Unreal Engine space for a decade now, right? So, and then I have previously we worked on our tech vertical third, and that was from 2019 to 2022. We've done updates since, right, and maintained it a little bit, but it's called vertical third. Kim Clark says my dad is a goat, apparently. uh, but no, while it's this is an online real environment dedicated server. Like you can download Ruins of Tearyn off the Epic Game Store and log in and play. Don't go in there, Kim. Don't go in there, Kim. I'm gonna have to come and summon you. Yeah, don't have to look safe. No. It's all dedicated server. Peer to P. Yep. We've introduced a new toilet type of uh, network replication system. Peer to P. But no, it's a full server running in the cloud, dedicated server environment breakdown. There's no peer to peer happening. Everyone's connected to a dedicated server in the cloud. Also get some RuneScape vibes. I don't know why. So like I've been very heavily invested in the classic MMO experience, right? So RuneScape, I couldn't barely tell you like anything but more than surface level about RuneScape, but I've been watching all the WoW players go to RuneScape and hear their opinions on it. I've watched the occasional RuneScape streamer and content creator. Like I'm trying to learn how like skill systems work in that game and like why it's good there. A lot of it's social, and like that's the thing with classic MMOs, right? It's all social oriented, and there's a lot of like fun things to do with all that stuff. So that's the kind of thing I'm doing. The first thing that got me is the unique art style. Awesome. Like so again, we are using a lot of marketplace assets, but like we're not idiots, right? Like we want to make it look nice. And so we're trying to, my wife is the like art director, right? So she's picked out a lot of the assets and like made me modify a bunch of them from the marketplace and like, hey, I want this tweaked here, I want that tweaked here. We did a lot of exploration and like we have sort of low polyish characters, but then like slightly realistic, environment. And she picked out like the atmosphere stuff and what type of sky she wanted, all these things, and so like we're trying to make it work. And um, the cartoonist but feels real also. Yeah, she would love that. Like you're praising this right now because she spent a lot of time doing all that stuff. Yeah, we're very forward about the fact that like we're 100% focused on gameplay right now, and um, but we still like we've used Unreal Engine forever. We know how to make it look good. So yeah, we're spectating Kim Clark right now. I'm just chilling out, talking. I've been up since like 8 p.m. right? So I took a nap from whatever it was, like I don't know, noon I think yesterday to 8 p.m. whatever that was. 8 or 10, and got up, started to work on the servers, did some QA. I did like 6 hours of QA and tweaks, and then servers were online, I think I had them fully uploaded to PlayFab, I think around 6 in the morning. And what else can you do? I'm so curious. Are you like an admin because it's your game? Well, yeah, like so I've programmed in GM controls, and so I can teleport people. I summoned Kim Clark earlier because they got stuck. I can instant kill monsters, all those things as a kind of like GM in game would do. Um, but I've been slowly improving my spectator mode because like when I AFK or something, I like especially during playtests, I would love to just like leave it up and let my stream up, let the spectate go and watch people and see them play. How long will the playtest last, and what is the new to the playtest on this playtest? So the playtest will be on until the end of May, so 31st. I'll turn it off like midnight at 31st. And I'm like super strict. If there's like something super special going on midnight at 31st, I'm not going to kick everyone off, right? I'm going to feel it out. Yes, live tech support, Jestra. You can give all the unlockable stuff. I could, yeah. I even have a cheat system in the game that's like basically through Vertical Third. I have like a talent system, but I haven't done any talent work for the characters, and so I put a little cheat code wall in front of it. And so technically, I can give out a cheat code, and people can like get the like crazy good stats and stuff. They won't save though till the next session. Hello, Roberton Awim. How are you doing? Oh, I forgot to make sure this is this. Oh, it's on. I need to change my vertical third to not unlisted public. Thank you. So, Robert, this is my Indie MMO. I'm spectating one of my first players that logged in today, Kim Cleric. They're on the Cleric. They're doing some exploring and solo leveling. They're gathering. I'll be playing a little bit later, but I just and kind of chilling out because I do have some kiddos stuff to do and just yapping. Okay, thanks. But is any new? So there's a huge. So on the classes for this month was a mage, warrior, cleric, enchanter, and rogue class redesign. And so before they were a little bit cookie cutter out of an expected MMO, and then now they actually feel like unique to Ruins of Tearyn. Um, and the archer is the last one that is. Um, they have some things updated and stuff, but they're still kind of basic. Yeah, well, well, there's no money in the game right now. So I don't have a currency system in yet. Kim Clark's trying to climb all the stuff. You might be able to get up there from the town if you get up on top of the tower. You might be able to jump off and get up there. Let's see, has anyone else logged in yet? Hey, there's lions. Oh, we got lions in. Lions in the house. Let's see if I can reach him. Ryan's in the house. TP Lions Den. Oh, it looks like maybe he's still loading in. Oh, there he is. There's Lions. The great level 18 Lion's Den. This Lion's Den has a special Hammer of Rejuvenation, but I don't believe they have gotten the shield for the cleric yet. The smite fire shield. I think they have some farming to do in that regard. Maybe strange to ask, but will it be fishing, mining also? So there's already cooking and mining. Fishing I do not have in yet, but absolutely they'll be fishing. Like you can't make an MMO without fishing. Like that's against the law of like MMOs, right? Yeah, there's like I don't know, 6 or 7 crafting. Like there's blacksmithing, leatherworking, smelting. Um, what else? Tailoring, alchemy. We have a specific I think it's metamorphosis, and that is that's to do with our camp system. This is like the perfect MMO player, right? Like Kim is like nailing it. Someone that just explores the world and enjoys himself. Doesn't worry about like crazy XP grinding, like XP per limit per hour, like just exploring, taking their time. Robert, on the YouTube channel, what type of MMOs do you like? Are you interested in just MMOs in general, or anything like that, or have you played any MMOs in the past or anything like that? Something and it pours. I don't know what that means. I don't even know what that character is. Warframe? Okay. Let me see if my spectator mode kicks in here. It's supposed to, if it if it gets stuck, it's supposed to fix itself. Bitcraft, I've watched people play it, but I haven't played it myself. I know of like their server back end and stuff. Um, all that jazz. I'm trying to see if my spectator mode's gonna fix itself. Don't remember a traditional MMO that I played. That's cool. I mean, these days there's a lot of people that haven't ever played an MMO, right? Apparently, it's not going to fix itself. Played WoW for a few months, yeah. Again, a lot of people say like the retail WoW is like it's such a different experience these days. Yeah, the Bitcraft Online stuff, I know like there's a pretty solid core fan base for it, and I know their back end stuff. I never remember the dang name of the back end. I can't remember what it is, but um, I've been watching a lot of content and keeping an eye on the back end infrastructure for that because it's very game tech related, and it's very I'm always interested in like new game tech, like partly because I created new game tech, right? So um, always happy to hear that type of thing and see those new things pop up. Yeah, the question becomes like the only question here is like Bitcraft is a kind of a very slow paced game, um, and so how does it function with more like a bit more intense combat, a little bit more things like that, um, and then the fees as well. I'm a little bit questionable on, but I don't know. I don't have raw data for that stuff, but um, when I hear about like just constant like so much stuff being real time in the database, um, to me the fees go nuts in my opinion. But again, I don't have relevant data to support that claim, so I don't know. Right now, for a couple days of testing worth with 3 servers online, because I have the This World server, I have the Character Select server, and then I have the Dungeon server. Um, I don't have to pay a dime, so this works for me right now. And then also, yeah, Spacetime DB. There we go. Um, then there's the aspect of I'm not I'm a blueprint coder, so I'm also very stuck in Unreal Engine. So all the code I do is in blueprint code. I believe they use Unity, yes. I don't even think they have an Unreal version for Spacetime DB. I could be wrong about that. I'm not sure. I know they're Unity focused first. Use Feel Unreal is better for MMO architecture. Feel Unreal, is that a brand name? Do I feel Unreal is better for MMO architecture? It's kind of up in the air. Like it depends on the MMO, right? If you're doing, so I'm doing it in the key for me is I'm doing an indie MMO, which limits things I can do, and I'm accepting those limits. I'm not going to do a seamless loading world, right? Where you walk through a zone and you're constantly being swapped from server to server to server, um, and you have no loading. Because once you get into that stuff, once you get into seamless loading, the engineering costs skyrocket. The QA of that skyrockets. Um, and so I'm sticking to like a 1999 MMO like server architecture and model, and that's every zone is its own server, and we want small zones that populate. We would love to have around 500 people per zone. That might not be possible, right? Um, there could be a cap per zone for us around 100 to 200 people. And if that's the case, we're going to continue to push as an optimization as much as we can. But there's going to be a point where we just accept it, and then we just try and have multiple like layers of that zone. And so, for me, for an indie MMO, I think Unreal is the best choice. If you're doing some massively big thing, you're going to have to probably rewrite your network stack anyways. So whether it's Unreal Unity, you're going to have to make your own custom solution or use like a middleware type thing. But I'm trying to lower my costs and not like the big problem with why MMOs fail so often. is the fact that MMOs are extremely like the literally the most expensive piece of software in the world, and then on top of that, um, every MMO wants to like they just have this tendency to try and make cutting edge technology, and so like we saw it with Ashes of Creation and them trying to solve their server meshing technology. That's like crazy, you know, stuff to do. Then they also wanted to and that's like bleeding tech. Just that alone is bleeding edge technology, right? Then they also wanted to do network replication that's multi-threaded. That is like also insanely, bleeding edge technology. Um, and so that's like crazy. Like it's already expensive enough, and then you're adding two bleeding edge technologies, engineering costs. That's probably $200K per engineer, at least. So, um, it's one of those things of, yeah, Kim Clark. I don't know if you're watching right now, but you might want to. You're currently in the level 5 area, I think. Yeah, the costs add up like crazy, right? And so, why did my spectate break? What the? Hey, we have a new contender. Get Boros. Spectate. Get Boros. Does your game have a plot yet? Not yet. It does not. We are very focused on just raw gameplay and like class design, system design, those type of things. And so unfortunately my spectator mode's not going to work there. Let's try TP. I think I need to type it to stop spectate. There we go. So like sandbox, I wouldn't say we're sandbox. It's more theme parky. Like WoW's more theme parky, right? Like we're not players can do a lot of like create their own things. So I wouldn't say we're sandboxy, but there's going to be a lot of stuff to do. Like you're going to be able to go around doing exploration stuff. Like there, you saw them, like kind of like exploring this little castle thing, right? And we want people to be able to do that. We have a whole exploration thing and achievements and stuff in our Registry of Chronicles, and we want you to be able to literally like explore for XP to like your wit's end and like get max level from exploration. If you were that like diehard about it, but one more. Are you planning any mounts of taming or mount systems? Like we'll probably have mounts out of just a raw like people like mounts, right? And so we'll likely have mounts at some point. The issue there is mounts are usually used to run across areas, right? And like our zones and stuff are pretty small. So do you really need mounts from a technical standpoint? Probably not. Will we have them anyways because people love sitting on a cool ass creature? Yes. How much work is it to add map real estate, like landmass to the game? I mean, adding lots of space on a map itself isn't too bad. Filling it in with content that is good content becomes a lot of work. And so that's the trade-off there. And that's why you see a lot of MMOs fail too. Look at our massive world. It's the size of Saturn times 5, right? And then you walk there and there's no, you can't find anyone because there's not enough players to fill it in. You can't run, millions of creatures to make it feel alive. And hiring a massive staff of content designers adds up as expensive wise as well. So um, the actual level design of a world, like you can get away with like auto generating stuff, and it can be like sort of good. Um, well, you can get multiple theme parks. Like this is just our one level, right, Robert? Like this is the newbie yard right here, right? But then on the other side, we have the next area. And then we have a dungeon as well. And so, levels take time. Good levels do take time to build, right? I don't have a raw number for you, right? Um, but we're trying to make the newbie yard, Emerald Rivers is the next area, and our dungeon to be a really full-fleshed experience. With kind of like all the core systems that we want to have in place. And we want to like go we're not beta, we're not alpha, we're not pre-alpha, we are in pre-production. So that's the type of thing or the stage we're at, and we're figuring things out. Spectate, get a borrows. And also, 2 big maps will be boring because the items there are just placed there for no reason to fill up. Yep. People don't understand how long it takes to like make good quests or have monsters, and like the bigger your world is, the more you have, like your performance, like your CPU costs on the servers will go up exponentially, because now you have to have like AIs walking around all over your servers, which adds up, right? And if you have this massive world, you just have to keep throwing enemies in, and otherwise it just feels empty. For example, I'm thinking, what if this whole zone was on the mountainside, and going to another zone is like a trip you have to take, like Middle Earth. I like that style a lot, but I'm thinking I'm jaded by the wild level design. So yeah, I mean, like, again, we're limited in the fact that we can't do seamless loading. We can't, and we won't do seamless loading because it adds a lot of costs from engineering. And so maybe we do have like a whole like that kind of like small level in that kind of thing. We could still do a level like that. It just wouldn't be like a 1-hour journey from one side to the other. Different biomes near each other is really hard to pull off, I feel. Yeah, and that's partly like the biome. That's another advantage to small levels, because you hit a wall and you load into the next area, and now it's a different area. You don't have to have these giant transitional, yeah, like just like Robert called it, transition spaces, right? And so now we don't, as a small zone, we don't need those. You just hit like, oh, here's like a little, twist and turn, and you zone into the next area, and surprise, it's a whole different biome. Like, like we can do that because it doesn't break the cohesion. And King, thanks again for hanging out. I always love being able to spectate people. I also feel to realistic games lose all little bit of escapism for an MMO. Yeah, I agree. Pleasure in mine. I got to be on TV. Mom, get the camera. Yeah. I am so happy with like my spectating mode stuff. Like it's just getting better and better, and to be able to just stream and yap while my players play is a lot of fun. But yeah, realism, I think, at this point for an MMO is a big mistake. Um, I think it's just proven that realism is a bad choice for MMOs. You have to do stylized realism. Like New World, I enjoyed a lot of aspects of New World, but dear God, the characters were terrible. Um, like nothing looked good in that game, or character wise. Environments was pretty decent, but um, the characters, like I got excited for one. I purchased one skin in New World, and yeah, semi-realism. Like a perfect example of like stylized realism is like the Wukong game, the Black something Wukong. Um, like they have like realism, but it's also like all this Asian, you know, um, cultural like weirdness, whatever it's called. I can't remember the word I'm looking for, but that's I think the best approach. Robert says, make the map loading very consistent. Maybe when you pass a low road sign, so players know where the loading screen is, but never breaks the distance between locations. You'll need to dev it out and make transition zones. It means your road signs don't always look the same. They don't even have to be signs. Yeah, again, we don't have to be so complicated. In EverQuest, you would have a little valley, and like you'd be in like a sort of greenish, nature area. There would be like a little tiny hook and a curve, and then it would slowly like be turned from green to snow, like, um, and you just cut off the so-called view signs. Like, you don't let people have these massive views like over walls and stuff. Um, you kind of you try and prevent them from seeing past where the cohesion would break, you know. Even classic, the original vanilla WoW basically did that. They'd have like these tall like peaks and mountain peaks that were like looked terrible. The textures didn't mesh at all, but they were like, okay, players can't go here, and then it would like pivot to something else. And like I like Monsters and Memories is like doing fantastic with their art style. I like what they've like. Again, so for Ruins of Tearyn, we're trying to do elevated low poly, and right now we're using Cinti Studios, but I've shown people before. I have a model I'm working on, and we want so Robert, Monsters and Memories is a EverQuest styled MMO. It's another indie MMO in development, and they had tons of loading zones, but always felt consistent. Yeah, it's basically similar to that. I think even like on your Monster Hunter games in general are another kind of idea of like realism, stylized realism. I think Monster Hunter looks good overall. What do I think of Scars of Honor? So I didn't, you know, I don't really know exactly. Like it's too early to really know anything. I watched some people. I watched a lot of content creators play Scars of Honor, and um, things seem interesting, but it's still too early to tell. There was just mostly a technical test, so there's not really much judgment you can pass on it because it's early. Zelda games, yep. Again, and then from a technical perspective, loading is actually fantastic for your game for optimization. When a character, especially for Unreal, like when Unreal loads to a different level, it like clears out your cache, your memory cache. It does garbage collection. Like there's a lot of things that is good for loading. You just, from a player standpoint, you don't want long loading. You want fast loading. And I always bring up when I play Destiny, um, it felt like 30% of my time was loading from one planet to the other. And it got really frustrating at one point. And soon Unreal 6 is coming too, with some benefits for MMOs and scaling, I guess. Yeah, I'm not. I don't even know if I'm excited for Unreal 6 or not. I don't know enough about it. Because they always talk about like this stuff with like Fortnite and things combining together, or what they're trying to do with the metaverse and all these things. And I don't know if they've announced plans for like what they're doing with Blueprints yet. So like that's another reason why I'm like, I don't think Blueprints is going anywhere, but you know. Um, I feel like it's too early to even talk about Unreal 6. But they are working on Iris. Iris is their next gen like replication model, which I'm all for that, right? Like again, I use out of the box Unreal networking, so any improvements there are fantastic. And at the end stages of Unreal 4, they were working on a replication graph. Um, Robert says Unreal 6 isn't really a graphics upgrade; it's a tech demo for the metaverse. That's why I'm not really like excited for it yet. Um, oh no, Archer down. We are running 5.5.3 is what we're doing. I think I was going to update to I might update to 5.8 soon. Whenever that is like actually out, and so because I use PlayFab's plugin, I can't update like right away, and I don't usually rush to a new engine version, right? And so Robert says they just want cross-compatible assets, like adding a Rocket League card to any Unreal game. I think that's the idea. Needed mod integration to Unreal, but I mean you can already do that, right? I mean unless you're talking about cosmetics and stuff, but like a cosmetic from one game to the other. But an asset's an asset, and it can be put into any game. It's just like obviously like then it becomes down to performance. Like if you take a super realistic game, you don't want to put it into like Ruins of Tearyn, right? So. Um, Yeah, I always wait for the new versions to stable, and I only upgrade when there's a very specific feature that I'm like, yes, I want that. And for 5.53, it was scriptable tools. And I think in 5.8 there's some sort of new landscape model where you can tunnel with the landscape system. And that is like, okay, can I do caves? Can I do cave systems for that? And that would actually be very beneficial for level design. Yeah, but they want it easy, and it would be owned for the client, so it's just cosmetic. Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of ways you can just do that already, but um, I understand. Like back in Quake 1 days, um, you could just play Quake, and you would load up a game, and um, you would join a server, and it would automatically download the files you need from that for that game, right? And then a bunch of people had tons of different Quake mods, and so I get that that's the idea they want to do, right? But like I'm still out on the fence of like, does adult Roblox even work? Because what they're doing with Fortnite Creative is a little bit. Oh, I have my stuff on my beans. I have to turn off on the stove. BRB. All right. So one thing Scars of Honor is doing that could fit this game also possible procedural dungeons. Unfortunately, I'm against procedural dungeons. I'm against anything instance. You know, that might change in the future, but all right, Robert says they want every Unreal game to be like Handshake another Unreal game. Adult Roblox is just sandbox. It's all just C++ and C Sharp. You could even call Steam Roblox for adults. Only ever seen one full conversation of Roblox into an FPS game, so I'm just surprised there aren't more adult games in Roblox now. Yeah, pretty much. Um, you know, like it's just like I don't know if Fortnite Creative is really super paying off right now. And as a developer, when I see a platform where one game's a hit, and literally within hours there's probably like 50 versions of that game, I kind of like feel that as a problem. You know, I don't really feel like that's a good platform. So that's like my take on like when things get a little bit too odd or whatever. I don't know what the word is for that, but then Lord says, yeah. So I'm against procedural dungeons myself. I don't like the idea of them. Again, I'm trying to make something that's very social, and so splitting people up into instance dungeons. And I'll have to give you the thing, like I did New World's version of them, and I felt like they were terrible. Um, that's my take on it. It felt god awful to me. The what is it? The not the cathedral, the catacomb system they did. I was not a fan. And it goes back to that thing. It's a little bit more of a public topic, but the topic of like borrowed power in MMOs, and people are for it and people are against it. I'm kind of on the sense of I'm against it right now. And so that's just my take right now. Again, maybe it changes in the future, but right now I don't want. I want a more social game, so I'm not really interested in bringing in non like I want players to run into each other constantly. Not many games have tried it yet. Yeah, maybe it happens where someone does it right and it feels right. Like I will say, like New World's a bit of a niche example because um, they did not have Class Trinity in their catacombs. You could go in as 3 DPS. You could go in as like there'd be weird limits. The thing that I didn't like, a big thing I didn't like was now, and of course this could be what they did wrong, but I don't like that their system was like, hey, we're going to auto generate the level. There could be like 6 bosses in there. If you kill all 6, you get the best rewards. But you got to go find them first. And so then it's all this metagaming of, okay, us 3 people, we're going to all split up, find the bosses, then come together and kill them. And then again, it didn't feel like an MMO to me anymore when you're not like following any type of trinity, any type of group structure. But that's a problem with New World in general, where um, yes, they did have like DPS tank healer, but at the same time, a lot of DPS had to rely on potions and things. So, like maybe New World just did it wrong, that type of thing. Burrows, no, oh, saved by leash. But yeah, so and like we'll see where Sandbox goes, right? Like the modding experience has always been around. Again, Team Fortress was a game that started on Quake. Um, so if I did change my mind, would be a perfect take on it. Number one, it needs to have the class Trinity. But I don't know. I haven't even thought about it too much because it's been so far off on my mind. Just because I'm against instancing right now for an MMO, I'm against instancing, and because I want people to just run into each other and when they group up. It's also I'm against rush meta and M plus meta in dungeons, right? And that is probably my biggest concern. I cannot stand in New World. I'm not sure if I'm repeating myself, but I cannot stand in New World that I would be a tank, and I like to play tanks in general because I can control the pace of the game. I know I learn the pulls, and I know where everything goes. And I cannot stand in New World. I'd walk into zone, and all my DPS would be sprinting ahead of me, pulling the entire zone, and then complaining when they die. Right? And so, and they're like, "You guys suck. You didn't complete this in 15 minutes instead of 18 minutes." Like, it's just like, it's so frustrating. And so all dungeons and MMOs right now are following this rush pattern of AoE grinding, pull everything, AoE cleave, AoE grind, and I can't stand it. It's very it's lacking any type of like strategic intent and stuff. It's not that it's not fair, it's just a game style choice, right? Like again, it's like we started this game because the MMO that we want to play doesn't exist, and we don't see it being made anytime soon. So that's kind of that's my take. Yeah. Again, it's just like we're building. Like again, we fully know, or at least I fully know, I'm building a niche MMO, right? I'm not hiding that at all. It's not going to be a WoW killer. If it happens, fantastic. I don't bet it to be a WoW killer at all. Not even close. But if it happens, it happens. Great. But I'm happy to serve a like 20 to 50,000 player base and be profitable off that. That's like okay with me, right? And that's why we're on the Epic Games Store. That's why we're doing like streaming and doing these things and playtesting. Like, can I fund this game through ad revenue? Like, that would be insane. Off Twitch, that would be like a dream come true. All that aspect of stuff. I finished my water. Yeah, I think so. Again, the last I think 2 or 3 months have been like we've like really opened our eyes to the core gameplay loop, right? And figured out the combat system. Like, we have a really good direction with that. Now we have a good direction with the class designs, and then the Registry Chronicles and the camp system. It's like we have the core gameplay loop in, and now we just need to add more content, make it better, make loot choices more interesting, further develop. Like, now we have the core combat system, and now that extends into getting new abilities, talent systems, equipment design, itemization design, boss encounters, like all these things. For me, the most important, Lord says, for me, the most important in an MMO is social play, which you nailed so far. That's exactly what we feel. We want you to have that kind of everything we're trying to design around is social, right? Our combat is slow paced, so you can talk during combat. Apex Genesis, hi, remember me? Looks beautiful, awesome, dude. Thank you for that. Yeah, our servers are live. So if you ever want to join us, you can just download on the Epic Game Store and hop in. Servers will be on like until the 31st, so that's like 4 days of uptime. So right now I'm chilling out. It looks like my Get Boros has logged off for now. Right now we had I think 3 people log in so far, but we only started an hour and a half ago. So it's like 11:30 on a Thursday, right? So uh, it's kind of it's only been an hour and a half. And I have some people that said they were going to come in. I have one content creator that said they were going to come in later. That's Quatos. And so I think he's more of a late night streamer or later in the evening streamer. Damn, 3 people in an hour. That's crazy. There's so much people. I got one after a day. Dude, my playtests have been pretty scarce. The last couple of them, right? But I get a few people in, and I have a great time with them. And so get some good feedback, get some bug reports, get some screenshots, all those things. Yeah, this weekend's coming up. I like doing like a starting on a Thursday, because if anything is like, again, I did QA testing myself personally, from like midnight to 6 in the morning or something like that. Make sure everything was working. Did local testing, uploaded to the cloud into the PlayFab. Did online testing to see if I need to do any server rebuilds. Everything worked. Thursday is probably gonna be a little bit of a mellow day, but this is the day where like, oh shit, something went wrong, and I'm able to fix it as a result. Do I have any testers? I mean, anyone that wants to log in can test. It's free to download, and it's free to download. Like we play test at the end of every month, and so it's free to just download and play on the Epic Game Store. So where's my mage? I'll start playing a little bit. But honestly, I've had like a pretty good amount of people. Oh yeah, and like keep in mind, like I am testing throughout development and everything. And like that's what these play tests are for, right? So I play test every month. Apex says I actually used to solo dev, and hidden bugs is a huge problem. Oh yeah. But yeah, we play test every month. So we've had people come in and give us tons of feedback in our Discord here. I have let me get rid of that. So down here we have all our feedback sessions, right? So there's a bunch of people posting in each of these playtests with like bug reports and stuff that has happened. All this stuff, every playtest. So, and there's me playtesting as well, right? So, yeah, we have playtesting constantly. That's what these playtests are for. At the end of every month, figure things out. And like next month, I'm probably gonna I'm gonna finish the. He said, "Whom? That's wonderful. Good thing you got people looking out for any bugs." Yep. And also keep in mind, like Ruins of Tearyn is powered by our tech vertical third, Vertical third, we built from 2019 to 2022, and so that's 3 years of building game tech. That's went through lots of feedback, criticism, bug testing, QA, all those things, right? And so there's a lot of just in the foundation of our tech in our game is already QA'd in a lot of ways of it. All right, so I am a level 1 mage. Brand spanking new, nothing on me. Let's start up everything here. I will sit and meditate for 3 ruins, and let's let off a fireball. Should get a crit fireball here. I think an R2 will finish it. I do need to make a fireplace though. There we go. Let's get a campfire going. A magical campfire that can, sit in the rain, of course. Been up a little bit. You'll join? Awesome, Lord. Yeah, I'm hoping to have a good. So, like, another big thing I'm trying to do this weekend is record our new trailer. Oh, not a resist. It's rough. We have a very dated trailer on our Epic Store Game Store page, but I want to have a trailer that has a lot of people running around. And so, just like Apex Genesis was saying, like, it can be tough getting testers sometimes. But I think our systems are finally getting to the stage where that it's actually making people take notice. Yeah, soon enough. I know, like, that's why I've decided. Like, so again, we have. Why did that spawn so quick? Oh, that's a different. Big fireball. And I'm out of mana. I can cook up some steak here in case I need it. Oh, campfires are supposed to be a cooking crafting station. Why isn't that working? Let me note that down. I'll put in the public notes here. Campfire is not set as a cooking station. Spectator does not get correct animations sometimes. And I did see Get Boros. He was getting frustrated, I think. Well, I wouldn't say get frustrating, but I need to increase the leash range on the newbie yard enemies. So I was about to do this time, but I left it alone. But they were trying to kite an enemy, and it just kept leashing on them. You should definitely use X for marketing. I mean, I have an account there, but like many indie games do well there now. Yeah, I know it's like exists and stuff, but I don't know. Like I use Blue Sky right now, but obviously the reach there is obviously limited. Finally a level 1. Now, if you aren't familiar, we have these little sucrose trees that are also intended for farming to help with a little bit less downtime, and they give you health and mana back. A tiny little heal over time and mana regen. The other thing, I can't make a potion yet because I'm not at the crafting town, but I'm out of mana. I just need one fireball. One fireball. All right, I got him. But yeah, I think it's only going to be a matter of time before the word gets out there. Like my main strategy is like the playtesting, and then like YouTube. That's my main form of like trying to get the reach out there, because I feel like once I get on like the top 20 list for indie MMOs, people will come back and check in. Yeah, consistency is the key. I've been streaming a lot of development and stuff. Woo, lots of repops. So I'm trying to do it through there. And I do feel like have in the last week or so I've had a pretty big increase in eyes on stuff. And that's why like this year, yeah, trailers hook people more exactly, which is why I've been trying to get enough people in the game to like to me like I've thought about redoing a trailer, right? But as an MMO, it's useless to do a trailer that doesn't have lots of people playing, right? And so I'm like, I'm not even going to put the effort into it until I have raw footage of like 50 people on the screen type thing. Even 20 people would do, but um, that's kind of my take on that. So I'm like, I'm not like I have so many other things I can put effort into. If it's not going to come out in a proper way, I'm not going to worry about it. And that's why I'm hoping this weekend is where we kind of nail that. Smart move, in my opinion. It shows a new video every month with you worked on with gameplay. The people see progress. Yep. So I have tons of like live streams of me working the last month. Yeah. And so I try to explain a lot of the different opinions we have on stuff, like why we're just using marketplace assets, why we're on the game store, like the Indie MMO combat, our kind of direction with it, different systems. I just posted a new video today on like just an overview of everything that's working right now. Random name generation plus move to random location. What? I don't follow that, Gestra. To fake player base. Yeah. You can always see through those though. It's like, oh, look how they're all running in robot form. It's just they're very slowly pivoting and then casting like er you know. I'm proud of you for holding off. Yep. The one guy that's slamming it, like again, this is why like next month I'm trying to focus more on content um, than anything. What's his name? It's like Elegon. This guy's killing it on YouTube. Like shout out to Elegon. I don't know who he's around, but fucking he went in like 2 months. He went from like barely 1K to 4K subs, and he's actually using that database thing. Uh, And that's what I tried today. I literally tried like an Elegon style, just ramble on about your. Now I will say, okay, Elegon has a British accent or whatever it is, so like I don't really I can't kind of really contest with that. So yeah, he's using Spacetime DB. Um, but he's killing it with his YouTube, like 4K subs. Like that's insane. Like good job, dude. And so, but I literally the video I made today that was posted today was me like, okay, am I overthinking my videos? I'm just gonna turn on. I didn't even put it in a Premiere. I didn't edit the video at all. I hit record. I yapped for 13 minutes, and I uploaded to YouTube. And like, is this one gonna do like better than my other ones? That like script up, then I get footage for it, and then like all these things. Yeah. Yeah, exactly. Like he's doing something right. I'm like, I must be overthinking my videos or something, but I can't get any traction. What's your suggestion, Wall? Shout it out. Why is this still not working? I fixed this. The object is on cooldown. What? Weird. Oh, I must have copied the wrong stat or something. Um, Ash has wrong animation and can't be picked up. I copied some settings. I must have copied the wrong one. Move the A from the names and moose instead of a moose would be better. So that's a bit of a reference to EverQuest. Um, I'm not against it. It's just a little bit of nostalgia to EverQuest. I'm actually thinking about. I have to conceptually try this first, right? But because I have a lot of like information from here on different things about the enemies, I almost want to make a beastery, and the beastery would show like where things are, and I might even hide the names completely for less clutter. Like I'll be doing a lot of UX UI iterations, right? And I want to have a very clean nameplate for things. And if I can just get rid of the name, right, and maybe only have boss names show up or something, which would make bosses even more like interesting. And then it goes into certain classes like a Beastmaster or something would be able to do like identity spells or something like that and see more information about them. But yeah, there's a lot of like cleanup of nameplates and things I would love to do. Like just with debuffs, like my current like how debuffs displayed is kind of god awful right now. Um, I do need to make another campfire. Do I have a let me look at my defeats archetypes. Yay. Level 2. But I like the idea of not even showing the names to give a little bit of mystery to each monster. Um, and then having either it's included somehow to the map system, like some are here, or like there's a beastry tab, or like the one takeaway I had from Talisman, Tal, Tarzlan. The one takeaway I had from Tarzlan is they had a really good system for like always knowing where how to get something. And like if you had any piece of loot, you could like right click on it and show like where you got it from, or even if it was in like a crafting menu, like I could click on this or something, and then I could right click it and like go see where it's from, and then you'd see the locations of where it would be. You kind of see that in Genshin Impact too. They have that there. Um, alchemy, woodworking. But I just like the idea of having some sort of beastry. So like, if I can remove the name completely, just have like a number of the level somewhere, um, that type of thing. I would love to do that and like have ways to clean it up. But yeah, the A stag, it's literally an EverQuest reference, and that's why it's in. Like I could absolutely take that away and just put stag. But it's just kind of like it's a head nod to EverQuest. That's all. Come on. Try to preserve my mana a little bit. Just auto attack. But I'm actually happy you told me about Elegon, like in your opinion of his videos. Um, because like Jesus, 4,000 subscribers, like the amount of the potential money he's bringing in, it's like it might not be crazy, but it's something. But the pure fact of yeah, like I said, I literally tried that today. I literally like it was like 7 o'clock, and I'm like, okay, I'm launching my stuff today. I talked to Quados yesterday. People were like, it's very hard to elevator pitch an MMO. Um, like if you watch my video I posted today on the YouTube channel, you'll see the inspiration. It's just me yapping for 13 minutes. And I tried to like it's very hard to like, oh, you're making an MMO. What's it about? You know, like it's very hard to elevator pitch an MMO. Just because it's always more complicated, right? And um, and so it's one of those things. All right, I think I only have enough for one fireball here. Make it count. Yeah, I know. That's the goal, right? All right, more. What do we got? Animals. 500 XP. Do we have any of these yet? Probably not. Exactly. That's exactly how I feel. I have the base of the game. I just need to like they just once I feel like I'm a glass that's almost full and it's like bubbled at the very top, you know? Um and I'm so close to just like spilling over the edges and everyone knows about Ruins of Tearyn. Good versus bad, that's my MMO. Yeah. Oh, you resisted? Uh-oh. I'll have to run on this one. Maybe not. Let's see. Let's get a crit. Fire this off. Then I can get the sucrose tree. Oh, did he reset? Okay. So that's the problem that Archer Get Burrows was having. Of course he's going. I have my dot on him. I need to clear dots off enemies. Uh, when enemies reset, clear dots or clear debuffs. Buffs. All right, I might be able to pull this off. I don't know. It's looking too close. Can I kite him? Come on. Ooh, just barely. That's 6 health. Calculated. Let's have some gloves. When lore becomes a trade secret. Yeah, that'd be interesting. I'll definitely like if I ever get like a budget or something. I'm definitely gonna look for hire a writer for the story and stuff. But that's gonna be a long time away. Because again, MMOs you really don't need. Um, you don't need the most insane story. Is like if you have a story, it can very much attract an entire different player base to your game. But the core MMO audience is more there for the gameplay over the story. Will there be any low % luck on dungeon drops or enemies for scarcity? Yeah, absolutely. We're gonna have chase items for sure. And I've even been thinking about having like a duplicate item system. So if you have copies of an item, you can like combine them together to like make it more powerful somehow. Like they did that, they're doing that in like EverQuest Legends and stuff. Like I already knew from the start that like low level tier items are going to be a crafting ingredient for higher tier items. Um, and so because I want you to enjoy the journey, and so something I get at this orc camp at level 4 might be a crafting ingredient for the level 20 thing that you need to get there. Of course we'll ban cheaters. Yeah, like there's going to be no if you're found cheating in the game, duping and or hacking in any way, you're going to get the boot. Which is again goes back to like why I feel like in today's day free to play is god awful for most games out there, because you get so many bots in your game, you get so many cheaters, and then a lot of people don't have any threat against their account too. You know, you want to have someone like be kind of attached to their account and they don't want to get banned. Like in EverQuest, dear God, like you wouldn't cheat. Like if you got your account banned that you have like a year of playtime on, like you're not gonna risk that. And let alone like the money invested and stuff. And that's why subscription models go back to like they're the better model. Yeah. So one thing I've been sort of potentially doing wrong. This goes a little bit back to cooldowns though. So the idea of the rotation rune system as well is, I'll put this by my sucrose tree. R1s are supposed to be mana efficient. R3s are supposed to be time efficient. And so, and this might be a situation where I don't use a lot of cooldowns. Like I might remove cooldowns almost completely and just have a lot of mana cost efficiencies, right? So if you want to spam that R3 fireball, go ahead. We're going to be out of mana in like 2 casts, like that type of thing. Are things I'm thinking about. And so I can just go fireball 1, but that's like a 5 mana fireball, right? I can keep doing those and have less downtime because I'm resting a lot right now, right? And like I have a lot of different. I have a ton of different like damage number and balance changes to do. Received some very funny emails from MMO developers when I was younger for making too many accounts. Yeah, exactly. Like the main game I play right now is League of Legends, and like people get banned on there. I was like, oh, okay, I'll just make a new account. Like, and like they've had these issues of like even in Apex Legends, like if you get cheaters and stuff, like they had like I don't know if they actually did this or it was a joke or what, but if they detected you cheating, they would, because they're free to play and because they're free to throw away accounts, they would take all the cheaters they find and they'd put them in the same matches with each other. So you have like you're in Cheater Island where everyone's cheating against each other. But the other thing we're going to do is like we're going to have like Epic has something called Epic Online Services, and they have easy anti-cheat integrated in that. And so that goes back to the whole thing of that's like I'm pretty sure that's a kernel level, anti-cheat thing. And so again, that's a free thing we can get for our game that quite literally is something we don't have to, pay to build and maintain. And it's used by frickin' Fortnite. So if it works for Fortnite, I'm pretty sure it's going to work for us. And then just having good, proper game architecture is how you get rid of most cheats, right? That's just through good dedicated server, client dedicated server architecture. Like there was a situation where I can't remember which video. I think it was I was watching one of the Ashes of Creation creators. I think it was Nice, and he was going through what some of the bots were doing. And there was the one bot he was seeing there. It was level 1, casting spells from all these different classes. It was like an archer shooting something, and then it's also healing himself, and it's also doing other things. And it's just camping the spawn point that's just spawning stuff. And it's literally like physically impossible for like a mage character to cast healer spells or warrior spells. So it's like if you have really good client, like the never trust the client flow. So now I have Bombard now. So now I get extra stacks of burn, and so this is going to speed up my time a lot. And now I can also kite a little bit because I have a dot put on them. So the mage starts to take off a little bit more at level 3. And so that now with the crit bombard, it does 2 per fireball, which is up to 10 stacks. So it's low damage up front, but you get the stacks. So I have up to 16 stacks there. It keeps going up. The bow. I'll just tap this. I'm not getting the drops I want. What did I do? Is it the defeats? Ba-bing. Ba-bing. Almost. Level 4. And that's one of those things where the Registry of Chronicles really helps you, like, okay, I'm grinding monsters, it feels kind of slow, and then, bam, I just got a whole bunch of experience for my grind. Yeah, I really need to increase that leash range, holy moly. Well, that's what the point is, right? Registry of Chronicles is a quest and achievement system combined. Because I hate quest hubs. And I hate having to, like, look up, research things, or, like, look at a map constantly. And I want that aspect of exploration to be, like, just group up and go somewhere. And, like, you're going to find stuff to do. And you don't need to have an agenda, you know? And eventually, like right now, it's mostly like, okay, let's go kill stuff at this camp or that camp or this camp. But then it's going to be like, oh, I haven't explored anything over here. Is there exploration points? EverQuest actually had a lot of these like random, like almost old school Quake style secrets where there's a wall, but you can walk through that wall. And I'd love to have that type of thing in exploration as well. You've resisted me twice. How could you? All right, R1 fire. Oh, I don't even need that fireball. He's dead. And once you start to get, oh, come on. Yeah, that leash range is way too small. And then you also get you get 1 power per level as well. That was a moose. Bam. Go ahead. I got 3 enchanter weapons and 2 enchanter offhands. All right, so now we have drain heat, so this is cool. So now I can empower my fireball. So the cheapest mana wise is just a R1, which is fireball. So I can drain heat, and then now my next fireball is going to have bonus damage. Boom, a 1-shot. And I actually didn't really intend this right away, but drain heat doesn't aggro, which is actually kind of nice. Design misc mage should not turn on auto attack. And so, and now I could do like drain heat burn. Oh, I'm supposed to cast burn first. Don't. So drain heat burn is improve your dots for X seconds, right? So now I can drain heat. Oh, if I live. Oh my god, I'm going to die. Go away, go away. No. Finally. No. Oh. I just killed myself. Where the EverQuest guards when you need them? All right, let's do this. So it's 20 a tick, and now it's 40 a tick with 10 stacks. Boop. All right, I think I need to craft another campfire. I need more twigs. All right, now we can do a crit drain heat, which will make it even the fireball even better. Boom. Something is still going very weird with the weather. Let me think here. Okay, so bombard into R2 drain heat. And now big dot damage. You're so dead. Boom. Oop, the wrong one. Well. Have those. Now we're moving. Another bow. Do I have a mana for this? I should. Especially level 1. One shot it. So I think I'll go do some cooking. Plenty of meats and steaks to cook up here. Get a good amount of experience through crafting as well. Not to mention I will be getting a Register Chronicles thing for it as well. crafting. Got that. I can technically do some. Do I have something here too? No. You can technically do leather working here. I don't have a gathering one, right? Gathering? I do. Level up. So now I am level 5. I got a bunch of food. So this is like typical WoW food that I can start to use during downtime and stuff. Alright, so let's try some scorched ground. I think it's R1 here. Okay, I may have nerfed scorched ground too much. I did nerf it before. So what? Now I can kind of look at my. So defeats. We're at 41. So we're gonna have just killing the animals is going to give us double defeat, and that's probably an almost entire level. So we don't have to like rush off to higher level monsters. We can just keep doing our Registry of Chronicles here. And as I've mentioned before, every level you get 1 power, so you get stronger that way, and then you're also becoming a higher level than other creatures, and you get damage bonuses because you're a high level, and then they get penalties for like trying to hit you and dealing damage to you, and so you can see starting to kill a lot faster. And it's a lot less downtime and stuff. Oh, I don't need a level. Like I'm saving my mana on R3s because I don't even need them. I don't even need that big of a spell anymore. I can now stick to like R1s. All right. Well, I think what I might do. is take a short break because it's in the middle of the day. I'll be back later. I don't think anyone else is online right now. So I'm going to take a quick break. I just want to be around for a little bit for the launch. And I will get back online in a little bit. I might take a tiny nap. And kind of go from there. Because I've been up since like 10 p.m. yesterday. Something like that. And I know I'm going to need to be awake for like another 16 hours. Yeah. Yeah, I'll see you guys when I get back. I'll obviously be streaming a lot the next 4 days. So you'll see me around pretty often. So I'll catch you guys soon, and we'll see how many people show up tonight. And obviously I'll be spectating people as well. And if you play and you see me online, I'd like to get a screenshot of you in my game. So I like, as I've mentioned before, I like getting screenshots of people and trying to show them around, show them off, have memories. So if you decide to play and I'm online, I want your screenshot. And you can pick the spot, and we'll get you in the records of the Discord channel. So I'll see you guys shortly, and yeah, I'll probably be back on in a couple hours, I'm sure. Take care, guys.